Okay, I guess we are online. So took 2 days off creating daily videos, but I don't think I can keep up the schedule of making live videos every day. Plus, I need to think of some topics to say, but because I don't want to just go to some motivational YouTuber and just rip him off. I like to share things which I come up with myself. Which, speaking of, today somebody approached me with a question like, I'd like to know how can I get extra income online. I was like, I don't really do make money online stuff nowadays, but I guess I can share a bit about this. So this has almost nothing to do with how to make money online. It's more of sharing about the three different types of income I think we should be aware of and know how to adjust our goal accordingly. So the first type of income is labor. Okay, the red triangle. I'll be using triangles to help help share the concept. So labor income, the characteristics is it involves a lot of you being there. It doesn't always mean physical manual labor. If you are being paid for your hours just to show up on time at a job, I consider that as a labor income. Let me give some examples. All right, labor income, usually a lot of manual work, you need to show up, quite tiring. Yes, I do consider repairing computers like what I did in the previous career, my previous business, repairing computers. I do consider this as manual labor. You'll say, that's not really so, that's skill based, because now why I put it as manual labor is because it fits this triangle, where you can see when you start out, when somebody start out, they're young, they can put in a lot of hours into work, so generally they can be paid a bit more. But as you age, you don't have that. You can't work as, you can't compete with a 18-year-old, 21-year-old doing physical labor. All right, so it is what it is. So just be aware that if your job or your business or the way you generate income relies heavily on your labor, then you're going to have a problem, right? So the next type of income I'm going to talk about is skill-based income. Now, skill-based income, you're being paid based on how difficult the problem you can solve. It's not so much on your manual output, your hands-on involvement. Skill, you can solve it two ways. You can solve it with your ideas, you can solve it with your intelligence, or you can create some tools to solve it. Example, a programmer, he creates a program to solve some problems, can be considered a skill-based income. Let's dive into some examples. Selling, okay, this picture is meant to be selling. Selling is a skill-based income. The harder things you can sell, the higher price item you can sell, the more income you generate. Okay, this is meant to be a web developer. I search, this is the image which comes up. So web developer, the better websites you can design, the better you will be. Okay, so web designer considered skill based. Next is an accountant. The harder company account which you can manage, or this can be financial planner. The better financial advice you can give, the higher net worth clients you can approach, you get compensated more. Okay, if you're doing copywriting, if you do copywriting, if you do marketing, okay, Facebook ads, Google ads, the better you are, the more people will look after you, and the more people are willing to pay for you. Okay, so second type of income, skill-based income. So if your income currently is based on labor, what you should look to do is try to pick up a skill which is very in demand. People are willing to pay a lot for that skill. Okay, so that will help you to generate an additional income. You can start off part-time, stuff like copywriting, web development to a certain extent. Okay, you can do it part-time, because web development actually involves quite a lot of time. So these are the other skills which I mean, social media marketing, stuff like that, social media manager. These are the part-time skills currently which are very in demand. Okay, as of 2016, 2017, 2018, they are very in demand. Okay, so the final type is asset-based income, the green triangle. Asset-based income, now I don't even bother looking for a image, because I don't think it is as important what you do, but rather than how this income is generated. If you have things, income producing things, we call them asset. If something produces income for you almost without you personally attending to it, I consider that as an asset. Okay, so the same example, if you write a program, if you're a programmer or web developer, you write a program, you have somebody else to market the program for you. Okay, if the program you provide it as a service, it generates passive income for you and your team, I consider that as a asset income. Okay, because you do not need to be there, you do not need to tend to it a lot. If that program requires a lot of your attention every day, you need to go check, make sure it doesn't blow up, stuff like that, then I won't consider it as an asset income. Okay, the asset income usually very little personal involvement. Okay, that's how I classify. If you have a lot of you own a lot of real estate, positive cash flow real estate, and these real estates, after hiring somebody to manage it for you, you have positive income, yes, I consider it asset. If you need to do all the management yourself, you need to go solve tenant problems, you need to go do maintenance stuff, then I do not consider it as an asset. That's more towards second type skill. So as you can see, it has very little to do with the vehicle, the tool you use to generate income. Is more of I'm focusing on very little involvement. It's very leverage. Okay, you either get you leverage on other people's time, other people's money, other people's intelligence. You just need to be there to make sure everything runs smoothly, right? So now we come to the goal part. So originally in my slides I do have this. So if you're wondering, like, 3 income triangle, why do I put it that way? Okay, so this is the idea. Labor-based income is going, as time goes on, okay, as we age, this is a very typical income diagram. Most people, when we start out, we don't have a lot of skills, we don't have a lot of assets, okay, unless you very special situations. Most people, we do not start out with a lot of assets and skills, so we need to rely on our labor. But when you're generating income with your labor, the next step you need to look into is to try to reduce the reliance on labor and transition more to skill. Okay, so this blue section, as time goes on, should keep on growing. Okay, so as a person who generates most of the income from skill-based income, your next transition should be look into generating asset. So I see a lot of people, they come and ask me stuff, and it feels like they are generating labor-based income. They want to go and build their online business, online asset or whatever. Okay, nothing's wrong, but you're skipping one step. Creating assets requires either skill or money. Most of the time it requires both. Okay, it requires money, it requires skill, it requires time. So if you want to rely on the income which you get from asset, it's going to be so little. Whereas if you say you go work as a part-time job, you're going to get much more income. Okay, so if your goal is to create an income producing asset, my advice is to while you're doing that, try to pick up some skills. Okay, because if you want to create an asset, usually you need a team. So who will invite you to a team? They will usually invite you because you have a certain skill set, you have something to bring to the table, else chances of people actually inviting you over is going to be pretty slim. And this is why I call it the 3 income triangles. They're different shape, they are not symmetrical. I think this is the best way I can represent this idea. So hope you got something out of this, and I'm actually changing my series name from motivational video to daily video. I'll just do a video. Most of the time you'll be sharing some idea or sharing something which I did. It's much easier than to limit myself to motivational content, because I don't think I come up with a lot of motivational stuff every day, and I really don't plan to go to books or YouTube channels and just recycle their content. Okay, if they can do a better job than me, so why should I do that? Alright, so thanks for watching. It's actually a live video, so I hope I make some sense. Don't sound too incoherent, but it's part of a learning process. Okay, Terry Chan joined, Daniel Lee joined. Sorry, because I was some other stuff was overlapping, I did not interact with the stream. But thanks for watching anyway. Right, so I'll see you tomorrow.